So I want to section this off into equal parts. I've done midpoints before. You guys have done that with your compass and found a midpoint. If I wanted 4 equal parts, I could find the midpoint here and then another midpoint between those two and then another midpoint here. But what if I want to find 3 congruent parts, or 5 or 6 or 7? I need something else. And the side splitter theorem, or triangle proportionality theorem, says that if I have a segment that is parallel to one of the sides of the triangle that crosses the triangle, then that sections each side proportionally. I'm going to use that because here I don't know exactly where to put the points to be, say, 3 congruent parts or 5 or 7, but I can make another segment that I do know. And if I connect that here and make a triangle, I can use that theorem to then transfer those segments over, the proportions of those segments here. So I'm going to have to make a triangle, so I'm going to make a nice long baseline that will be part of the triangle here. Okay, and I can use my compass to mark off however many congruent segments I want along this line. So let's say I want 5. Okay, I'm going to mark off 5 congruent segments. Okay, same compass setting, so I have 5 congruent segments. I need to complete my triangle. So I'm going to connect that last point that I made with the end of my segment that I want to partition. Now, if I copy this angle here, I would have a parallel line. Copy the angle here, I'd have another parallel line. So I can use that theorem to make sure that each segment is congruent. All right, so I'm gonna make it an arc, and why don't I make it a little bit bigger so it's more comfortable. And as long as, so this is the same distance as this, right? I'm gonna copy those distances at each one of these marks, and then if I copy this distance, I should have parallel lines. So I'm gonna use that same compass setting to make arcs all the way down the line. Okay, and I want to copy this distance. Okay, do you see how I have the distance between here? I set it here and here. I want to mark off that same distance on each one of these arcs. So same compass setting. Now if I connect my point with the intersection point here, I should have parallel lines because I've copied that angle. So here, see how it's parallel? Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 congruent pieces.